please vote this video down. I actually kind of said, I told my wife I was going to make a joke saying vote my video down as a, it was a joke, but we actually talked about it for a minute. She's like, you should, because I've had several people ask me to say, like, how come every time you upload a video, there's always a down vote, like within the first minute or 5 minutes? Even if it's a 20-minute video, within the first minute, there's a down vote. And I know why, of course. I'm definitely not here to complain about it. Believe me, if I cared whether people voted my video down or not, then I would have given up on YouTube a long time ago. I come here to express my opinions, my views, and my ideas. They're not always the correct ones in others' opinion, but I've noticed that, as I mentioned it, there are some people who just don't like me out there. Naturally, I've had debates and discussions with people where they feel like perhaps either A, I didn't listen to them enough, or B, they didn't like my opinion on something. Often people won't explain their position. I mentioned that I had, to my wife, that about 5 years ago I had a couple videos that were politically oriented that I had actually taken off the thumbs up on and the down. You can disable the dislikes and likes. And I hate it when videos do that. And so I don't do that. The reason I did it on those, and I laid it out in the comments, was this is so if you really want to have an opinion and have your voice heard, you have to actually use this thing we call language to explain your point of view. And that's what I've noticed when I uploaded those two videos earlier about, from the band that we played in the woods. It's a live concert in the woods. We're having a great time, right? Why would somebody take the time to come to those videos within 5 minutes and vote them down? And I said it's somebody who obviously has an issue. And then my wife mentioned it's more like a stalker. And I thought about it and I was like, you're actually right. Somebody who is that desperate, who's just waiting to see a video from me so they can vote it down. I know whoever you are, whoever the person is, there's a few people out there like that. It's usually 2 or 3 thumbs down, but I could see it within a couple days, but within 5 minutes, it's just weird and creepy. So I thought about that stalker aspect, and I said, that's just kind of goes with the territory. I mean, if you're going to make videos and put them online and you're going to talk about your own opinions about things, especially, it doesn't even matter if you're left or right wing or religious or atheist or any of the bigger, issues. Even if you're in the middle, there's going to be somebody who's going to disagree and dislike you. But as for people to follow you over time to try to make some point with a thumbs down every time is weird. I'll tell you, about 10 years ago when I first started my channel, I had this creeper that would follow me around. It was about a year-long thing, and it was my first troll, but the thing is, it wasn't just a troll. It was somebody who made his own videos. And he believed it was partially my own fault because I pushed his buttons. And I realized I can do that to people, and I try not to. I feel like it's only in a retort or in kind when others do that to me. And so, for example, he'd give me a bunch of crap and I'd give him crap back. Some people don't take it as well, right? There have been times in the past where, with that particular issue, I sent the person a personal email, a couple of them, that wasn't in the public eye, that, he couldn't hide from, and basically said, I'm extending my hand in friendship if you can get over this. And I basically never heard from the guy again after that. He kind of disappeared off YouTube. But I realized over time he had some issues, mental issues. He made a video one time, he said, it's hard to be born knowing, or born all-knowing, or knowing, everything, born enlightened. He had this very strong arrogance, and who am I to tell him he's not? It was just the things he was saying. And I'm bringing him up, some of my subs might even remember him, but because I realize that to some people I may come across that way, as very arrogant, I want to make it clear that I'm not. I don't think I have all the answers. I don't think I have things figured out. The other day I went to my list of, words that I dismissed from, like, there were a lot of people that would just post MAGA or MAGA 2020 on my site for, like, the whole last Trump while. I was just like, okay, this is not a comment. This is a trolling comment, if that's all you're going to say on an irrelevant video. So there's an option to ban those words just so they don't pop up in the feed. Because I'm like, why should I have to keep looking at this, right? If it's not important, if it's just one word. I've since, eliminated that. There are no banned words on my site, but there's also an option for people that you want to block. And I blocked about a dozen people total over the years. And those were only people who were extremely hateful. I have a couple of trolls who followed me around for a while, and they try everything they can. They talk about my kids, my wife, my life. They think they understand me and know me. But more than that, they think even if they do know these aspects, because I'm pretty open, I'm not a guy who hides my emotions and feelings. I'll tell you if I'm sad. I'm a man that cries. I'm a man that cares. I'm a man that has a family. I'm a man who's not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm just a fucking human, right? But there are some people who really think that by trying to push my buttons, or rather that by talking about my personal life, they're going to be pushing my buttons. And that did work 10 years ago when I didn't know any better, when I was an unsuspecting trolling victim. But these days I just blocked them. So the other day I removed like 8 people from my block list. So if you are one of my trolls over the years, you're off the list now and you can post again. And the funny thing is, that's like a half joke. I'm trying not to be too sarcastic because I realize people are just people. But some people have an unhealthy obsession with others. And so for the people who follow me around on my channel just to harass me, it's really creepy. It doesn't bother me. It should bother you. You see, it should bother you a lot that that's something that interests you. There are a lot of opinions I disagree with online. But generally, it's the same thing as having an atheist who spends all their time on Christian YouTube channels just so they can say, you're wrong, you're wrong. The same thing with the Christians on the atheist channels, or the left and right politics, where you're not there to discuss, you're just there to fight. Pointless, goes nowhere. And remember, we're all in this shit together. We're human beings. We have to work this out. I'm far from perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. We all have opinions and ideas and hope that we can coincide with others once in a while. If you don't like something, you move on. It's unhealthy to be obsessed with others. But hey, I'm honored if you really just want to follow my channel around to click dislike. Whatever works for you. Anyhow, I'll talk to y'all next time. And I appreciate my subscribers. I really appreciate the comments I do have. I wouldn't want my channel to have millions of subs. I don't know what I would do if I had to answer some of the bullshit comments I see on these videos. And I'm just grateful to have the folks who leave viable discourse conversations that I can actually relate to. And some of them are long, and I read every one of them, and I appreciate every one of them. So, be well. Don't buy into other people's bullshit and their own hate, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.